Okay, this is being created just for a little Wikipedia discussion. Everyone's seen the before and after for the COA memo, the thing that little green footballs made famous. But some people who claim that the Killian memos are genuine use this memo, the body of this memo, the suspension of flight status memo, to show that it doesn't match up very well with Microsoft Word and Times New Roman. Well, this video is to show you that actually it does match up with Microsoft Word and Times New Roman rather flawlessly if you know the techniques that you need to apply to the document the way that a document examiner would. And this is, again, why virtually every professional document examiner and graphic designer and typographist has concluded that the memos are provable forgeries, and why there are some amateur Helveticologists, as John Stewart once called people debating over this, where they claim that no, their documents are genuine. Well, let's look at this document here. First of all, of course, this document includes the infamous spaces between some of the STs and THs, and you'll never find this in any document pretty much ever in the time period. The only reason that you would do that is if you weren't very good at Microsoft Word and you wanted to make sure that the TH did not auto-superscript itself. Of course, there's ways around that, but that's for another video. But anyway, so let's assume, and then GP, there's all sorts of mistakes in this thing. But let's just assume, okay, this is how it was typed. I matched it up as well as I could with the Mary Mapes document. So what you want to do is you don't want to screen capture from Microsoft Word. You want to make a print quality version first. And the reason you want to do that is because Microsoft Word displays a little bit different on a screen than it does printed. And you can either use a print preview, you can print to Adobe PDF. That's what I'm going to do. So call this 11th document 11.5. It's PDFing. Okay. So we have our PDF. Whoops. Now I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I'm going to make a screen capture of this. So we want to paste this into Photoshop. Okay, so we put this into Photoshop. Here's our document we created in Microsoft Word. Now I need to find the claimed Killian memo. I have it right here. This is on truthandduty.com. This is the Mary Mapes website. I'm going to Alt Print Screen, which captures this. And then I'm going to paste it into my Photoshop document. Okay. I don't need all the header stuff, so I'm going to just delete that. Okay, so now I have my little body text, which is allegedly going to show that it doesn't match up with Times New Roman. Well, here's what you do as a document examiner. First thing you do is set this to multiply. And multiply will allow you to see our Times New Roman version behind our Killian memo version. And what you want to do first is line up everything on the left-hand side, MS1, 2, 3, 4. So we use Transform Tool. Try to get this as close as we can. I mean, we're not going to get it exact, but you can get it close enough to make sure everything lines up correctly. And sometimes this takes a little bit of tweaking. As long as you're a little bit patient, you can get this first couple letters to line up. Again, don't worry about the left side or the right side, or the middle just yet. Just worry about getting the left side to match the best you can. Okay, so we've got our left alignment. We can see this lines up quite well. Now, we're not getting good alignment here, of course, but remember, these documents were faxed. And faxed documents, and you've probably seen this anytime you get a faxed document, they're never quite even. Sometimes paragraphs are squished more than other paragraphs. You have basically words going kind of off at an angle like we do here. That's due to when one roller of the fax machine is a little bit faster than the other roller, and so you get this kind of skewed document. Well, we can easily fix that in Photoshop as well, just by matching up the right side here now. So this time we're ignoring the left side. We're just trying to match up the right side. Make sure that the ORM, ordered, for, allowed, express, were okay. These all match perfectly, so we know that we've got it right there. Okay, so we've got our left side matched perfectly, and this is a flawless match. I mean, try to print something out yourself, fax it to yourself, rescan it, and try to match it up with the original, and you'll be hard-pressed to get this perfect of a match on the left-hand side. Right-hand side also matches fine. It's this middle section, and this is what confuses some people who don't do this for a living, as to why the middle section doesn't match up quite as well with left and right. Well, the answer to that is rather easy. When something is faxed through a physical fax machine, the rollers have to be in the absolute exact same speed in order to get a consistent grid. I mean, if you try to fax yourself, just buy some graph paper, fax it over a fax machine. You'll see how certain squares are clearly squished and certain squares are not squished. Well, that's due to roller speed. The way of checking to account for that roller speed is to see if I move our overlaid version a couple of pixels, if these all of a sudden clear up. If they clear up, then we know that it's a roller issue. So let me just select my layer here and look at that. See the middle section, and it's on this angle, and it's on pretty much the same angled column as what caused our little shifting of the document itself through the fax machine. You see what I mean by this? So all the way through here, these are clear. Go through. Okay, all these are clear. These are clear. Okay? So what this does is prove that this document was created either with Microsoft Word in Times New Roman or a typewriter with identical kerning, leading, everything identical to Microsoft Word and Times New Roman. Because no one has been able to produce a typewriter that is even close to this exact match of Microsoft Word and Times New Roman, we can say with 99.9% certainty that this document, this suspension of flight status, was in fact created with Microsoft Word and then clearly faxed on a fax machine, like most fax machines are, with slightly off-speeded rollers. And this is our proof, which, as somebody qualified to testify in a court of law as to the authenticity of these documents, I would be able to testify with 99% certainty that the suspension of flight status document was in fact created in Microsoft Word with Times New Roman.